For the last 4 years, pickup trucks were the one thing dealers could not keep on the lot. Every F-150, every Silverado, every Ram was spoken for before it even hit the showroom floor. Dealers were charging $5,000, $10,000, sometimes $15,000 over sticker price, and buyers were paying it. Because what choice did you have? That era is over. Right now, there are over 680,000 unsold trucks sitting on dealer lots across America. Some of these trucks have been sitting there for 250 days, and the discounts that dealers are throwing at them tell you everything about how desperate things have gotten. I spent the last week buried in inventory reports from Cox Automotive, CarEdge, and Kelley Blue Book. What the numbers exposed is a truck market that is completely flipped on its head, and certain trucks are in far worse shape than others. Let's start with the number that frames everything. A healthy auto market operates on roughly 60 days of supply. If a dealer has 60 trucks on the lot, they should sell about 1 per day. As of January 2026, the industry-wide days supply for new vehicles sits at 98 days. That is more than 60% above normal. For full-size pickups specifically, the situation is even uglier, with some brands pushing well past 100 days. And the average incentive spending to move these trucks has climbed to $5,583 per truck across the full-size segment. I personally think the incentive number is the most underrated data point in this entire story, because that money has to come from somewhere, and it eventually shows up in your resale value. But the industry average doesn't tell you which trucks are genuinely in trouble. So let's get into the specific models that dealers cannot move. The Ram 2500 is, by the numbers, the slowest selling gas-powered truck in the entire country. CarEdge data shows it sitting at 192 days on the lot. There are 32,561 of them for sale right now at an average price north of $68,000. The Ram 150 is not far behind at 162 days, with a staggering 70,156 units just waiting for buyers on Ram dealer lots across America. And here's what makes the Ram situation genuinely alarming. Ram's market share in the U.S. full-size pickup segment has been cut in half since 2019, dropping from 17.8% down to just 8.4% through the first half of 2025. Ram's own CEO, Tim Kuniskis, said it on the record. His exact words were, "We've been getting our ass kicked." Not a great press release. So what is Stellantis doing about it? Throwing money at the problem. Employee pricing for everyone. $6,000 in total cash allowances. $1,500 in loyalty bonuses on top of that. I saw forum posts where Ram buyers documented transactions at 16% below sticker. Some dealers are stacking discounts that add up to $13,000 off a $63,000 Ram Bighorn sitting on the lot. And yet the trucks keep sitting there. Which tells you the problem is not just price anymore. Buyers have moved on, and winning them back takes more than a rebate check. But Ram is not even the most dramatic decline on this list. The Jeep Gladiator might be the truck with the single worst trajectory in the market right now. In November 2025, it was sitting at 145 days on the lot. By March 2026, that number had ballooned to 233 days. That is a 61% deterioration in just 4 months, with over 21,000 Gladiators gathering dust at dealerships across the country at an average asking price of nearly $49,000. Stellantis already slashed the Gladiator's MSRP by up to $8,330 across trims. However, it has barely made a dent. I will be honest here. I think the Gladiator's problem is fundamental. It is a niche truck priced like a mainstream one, and there simply are not enough buyers who want a Wrangler with a bed at that price point. But here is where this story takes its wildest turn. If you want to see a market collapse happen in real time, look at what happened to electric trucks between September and December of 2025. In November, the Ford F-150 Lightning was sitting at a manageable 86 days on the lot. By March 2026, it had exploded to 250 days, making it the single slowest selling truck in America. The Chevy Silverado EV went from 86 days to 199. The GMC Sierra EV climbed to 225 days. Rows and rows of electric pickups just sitting in silence on dealer lots with no buyers in sight. What happened was simple. On September 30th, 2025, the federal $7,500 EV tax credit expired. The market response was immediate and brutal. EV retail share dropped from 11.2% to 6.6%, practically overnight. Ford's response was telling. They discontinued the F-150 Lightning entirely and pivoted to a completely different EV strategy. Stellantis canceled the Ram 1500REV before it ever reached a single customer. Even with Ford stacking $8,000 in manufacturer incentives on top of employee pricing, some Lightning buyers were getting trucks for around $49,000 on a $73,000 sticker, and the inventory still kept growing. If you're finding this breakdown useful, hit subscribe. I cover truck market data every single week so you can make smarter buying decisions. Now here is the part that should genuinely concern anyone who bought an electric truck early. The Chevy Silverado EV loses close to 47% of its value in the first year alone. I almost could not believe that number when I first pulled it up. 47%. In 1 year. You drive it off the lot and nearly half your investment just evaporates into thin air. The GMC Hummer EV is even wilder. It launched at $110,000 and was being resold by scalpers for as much as $275,000. Today, Hummer EVs are showing up on used car lots for around $65,000. That is a 41% decline in 2 to 3 years. The Tesla Cybertruck saw its sales crater 48% in 2025, and automotive journalist Doug DeMuro has publicly predicted that Cybertrucks will sell for roughly $35,000 within 18 months of their original purchase prices that ranged from $72,000 to over $100,000. For comparison, the average gas-powered truck loses about 40% over 5 years. These electric trucks are hitting that same number in 1 to 2 years. That is not depreciation. That is wealth destruction. Now here's what I think is the most important part of this entire video, because it proves the truck market itself is not broken. Parts of it are thriving. The Toyota Tacoma is selling in just 53 days. The Toyota Tundra in 54. Both are well below the 98-day industry average. Tacoma sales surged 61% through November 2025, moving over 204,000 units off Toyota dealer lots. Toyota's brand-wide inventory sits at a remarkably tight 45 days. They are barely offering any incentives because they simply do not need to. The Ford Ranger jumped 57% in sales. The Chevy Colorado improved to just 80 days on the lot. The trucks that are right-sized, right-priced, and carry a strong reputation for reliability are flying off lots. The trucks that got bloated on price hikes during the chip shortage, those are the ones collecting dust under the dealership lights every night. So what does all of this mean if you're shopping for a truck right now? If you're looking at a Ram, a Gladiator, or a leftover electric truck, you are sitting in the strongest negotiating position that truck buyers have had in 5 years. Those $13,000 discounts on Ram trucks are real. Those Lightning deals below $50,000 are real. Use the data, bring the CarEdge printout to the dealership, and do not let anyone tell you the market is tight. But if you are buying for long-term value, watch the depreciation numbers closely. A truck that loses 47% in year 1 is not a deal at any price unless you plan to drive it until the wheels fall off. The trucks that cannot sell are telling you exactly where the market is headed. The only question is whether you will use that information to your advantage. Subscribe if you've made it till the end.